I want to talk to you about Disney because I know at one point you was a kid actor for Disney when you was on Smart Guy. How strict are they?
Let me tell you something. Now whoo, great question. Because it's interesting. Smart Guy was on the WB, then it was bought by Disney. So when we filmed it, it was a WB show on Channel 5 and you know what I mean? And it was what it was. When Disney picked it up, they just added a completed show. So we didn't sign new contracts. You know what I mean? Now our residuals increased and we got we're getting checks from Disney now as opposed to, I think it was filmed on a Warner Brothers lot. So whoever the EP partners, whoever paid that. Um, but Disney picked us up, right? And then more recently, Disney Plus picked us up. So it's great. You know, residuals are nice. Thanks for the strike. But what happened was about 3 years ago during the pandemic, right towards the end-ish of the pandemic, I booked a new series called Saturdays. It only went one season. Only went one season. I've done a bunch of shows that went, a bunch of series that went a bunch of seasons, and then a lot of little oneers because stuff happens. So in this particular instance, the ratings were pretty good too. So I only have my opinion of what led to it not being picked up further. But anyway, when I booked it, they sent me a contract. This was the thickest contract I'd ever seen. This contract, I mean, it was like my lawyers were like, we read it for you. You don't have to read it. I was like, nah, I got to see this. And I'm looking at every little piece, and a lot of it has like morality clauses to the 10th power. Like you got to watch what you say, what you do, who you're with. You got to, I mean, it was intent. Like I would post things. I would have stuff that I posted a while ago. Like I think it was before I signed, I think it was after I signed the contracts, but then they were like, okay, now they're going to do basically a background check on you before you get the role. Like, yeah, they've got to do a deep dive. So they're looking at my posts and everything. And there was this scene from the only time me and my brother worked together on camera professionally was, it's funny how I worded that. In a period, this is the only time we worked on camera, was they offered him a role on Big Time on Hollywood, Florida, and he did a whole season. And he said, you have to hire my son to work on the crew. And that was my nephew, Spencer, and give my brother a scene or two, right? And then I was like, you could have said episode or two. But anyway, that was the stipulation. So they always give me some more. But we did a scene, and it's a crazy scene. And I posted it online, and he's in like a G-string. He's thong or whatever the hell he is. A leopard print with the gun on the table and some coke. And I walk out, and we're playing each other. Like he plays Cuba itself throughout the whole thing, but it's a super exaggerated version. And then I play, more calmly to myself. I come out with a hat on, shirt open. We on a boat. And I'm like, come on, bruh. They waiting for you. And he says, yeah, man, I'll be right in, Big O. He calls me Big O, And I'm like, you need to calm down. He's doing a line and shit. And he said, calm down. He pulls a gun on me. He said, I'll shoot you in your face. And I'm like, oh, sorry, bro. And I step out. And then that's the scene. And that's the intro to this long series that goes on, a whole season. But I had just that clip on my IG, and they were like, nah, you got to take that down. He's doing drugs and he points a gun. I'm like, I'm not doing the drugs. They're like, no, you can't. You're promoting it. You have to take that. That's Disney. You better do it. And there's a lot of stuff that I couldn't do. I couldn't be a hip hop artist in my opinion because I had to, when I do that, hear my album, that's just me being, that's me. That's my hip hop. I'm not trying to say this or acting like that because that's kind of what took so long for my music to really pop. It's because I'm dodging what their suggestions are. You need to do gospel rap. You need to do something that shows that you do comedy. No, this is just music. You know what I'm saying? But Disney had a lot of stipulations and it was like, be careful because we can do a lot for you, but you're now going to become one of the faces of Disney. You're a Disney dad at that. I wasn't just like some regular character who's being this or that or a DJ or something. No, I'm the dad on the show. So that comes with a lot. So when it wasn't renewed, it was a bit of a relief. I mean, it was a lot, checks were good. But the fact that I had to relocate to Chicago, I'm from LA, that was a lot. The travel back and forth, being away from my kids, that was a lot. So there was a huge sense of relief when it actually didn't happen. And I'm like, I ain't got to worry about that Disney contract. I can kind of just do me more. You know what I mean? As opposed to having to worry about what I say all the time or do. But.
From your point of view, why do you think the kids actors for Disney spiral out of control after their Disney career is over?
Probably because of their youth. I don't know what actors are older. that do that, but usually it's a child actor of some kind. And yeah, I mean, it's tough, man. I've had some people praying for me, and a good, core of people that I rely on mentally and just kind of have a good head on the shoulders. But it's truly amazing to have started so young and to still be going strong at this age. Because yeah, you can get burnt out. You can want enough. If it's what all you know is this in life and cameras in your face and people on you, you're like, I wish I could just be like this normal person. And it sucks to think of that if you're not really built for this. Sometimes you just get pushed into it. Oh, he's got a great look, but it's really not in him or her. And they get pushed into it because they look a certain way, but they're still a kid. They haven't had a chance to make a choice and on what their life should be or what they really want to do. But now they have no choice because they're forever famous. So they do things to try to kind of prove that they're not this person that you think they are. If it's a good role, they want to show I can be bad too. If it's a bad guy role, now they want to try to be all holy or get say, you know what I mean? So it's tough, man, especially for a kid, and when you're making money in like a power position too, it's harder to take the advice, criticism, or guidance from somebody older than you. You know what I mean? If your parents aren't really on point, being a Hollywood parent, that's another thing. That's tough. My mama didn't play that bullshit. It's just that simple. She had common sense guiding her too, which is what she blessed me with as well. You can't tell me I can't go in that room because you taking my kid somewhere and I can't go? What? So what? For what? Or what? Like, what do you mean? That doesn't make sense. You telling me this is what I have to do? I don't have to do nothing. I wish you would try that shit with my son. You talk to him disrespectfully, you hear him from me immediately. We're not talking about it and going, well, we'll see what the lawyers and we'll see what your agent says and we'll think of my mama called. My mama got me the role in Ghost Dad. My mother got me the role in Ghost Dad, starring Bill Cosby, directed by Sidney Poitier. I had an audition, and I was in the audition room for as long as I think I'd ever been in my life in audition. Sidney Poitier was amazing. And he was just like, all right, now stand behind the desk. Now crawl. Now go. Now I want you to stand up. Now imagine shock. Okay, now faint. I'm doing all. All right, try it again. Now, this time, I want Stewart to be like, he was deep. And I was in there so long. I remember when I left, I was like, I know I got that. And I got home, and the agent said, nope, you're not going forward. And I talked to my mom about it, and I was like, damn, that's crazy. I don't know all the stuff they have me doing. And she was like, well, why didn't you get a call back then? I'm like, why are you asking me? She said, I'm going to call down there and find out. And she found a number to the casting agent and called him up and was like, I just was curious as to why my son isn't getting a call back after he had been in there for so long. And it seemed like from the feedback I got that he had did a pretty good job. I just want to know, is there something you can tell us so that we know not to, maybe repeat it? Did he say anything wrong? Was there something? I'm just asking for some friendly feedback. And then she's like, you know what? I'll ask and then we'll get back to you. Thanks for calling. They called her back and said, guess what? Your son's moving on to testing. We've changed our mind. We're going to bring him in to do the camera test for the role of Stewart. I was like, what the? Now, she's never had to do that before, again or before. You know what I mean? But it was up to her because let my agents tell it. I didn't get the part. Move on. Do something else. Oh, I said, You know what I mean? Don't be afraid to take that extra mile with respect and with common sense. Some mothers and fathers and what they call it, these kid parents, parents of acting kids and whatnot, they do a little too much. They're too outspoken. They do that and they could ruin it for their kids. But I think if you just have their best intention in heart, especially as a child, bro, it's like you have your whole life. You could be anything. You know what I'm saying? If this doesn't work out, so don't take it so seriously. Just have fun. My brother always just say, make sure you're having fun, bro. Because if it stops being fun, just stop. But it was, he probably told me that shit after a smart guy. Like, I can't stop now. It's about 3 seasons too late for that advice. Ain't no stop. Ain't no, well, I'll just go work at McDonald's. Like, no, ain't no stop. Plus it was in me. So, yeah, it's tough, man. People always say, got any advice? Look at my kid, looks great. I was like, yeah, do it for the right reasons. They look great, give them some print work and then leave it at that. If they're meant to be an actor or something, it's in them. They'll find their way there.